So Floyd, you're on stage right now not because you're an undefeated world champ, but because you've done over $500 million in real estate deals in just about 6 months. And you have invested in real estate before, but tell us, why was now the time to go big?
For years, I've invested in real estate, mainly in commercial. It started with skyscrapers in Manhattan. Then eventually we moved to commercial as well as residential. And, I took my time, had a very, very smart team, guys that was very, very educated in real estate. And now we're here. We're constantly making power moves, making smart moves. We're not rushing. And I'm still learning each and every day.
So Vada has done a lot recently.
Yes.
You've retail, you've office in Chicago, New York City, and Pittsburgh.
Yes.
You have affordable housing, you have luxury rental housing. I'll just stop there. So there's a lot going on. If you could distill it for us, what is Vada's investment strategy?
Ayel can touch on that. Ayel, please touch on that subject, please.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for having us over here. Basically, we like to analyze specific markets where we think there's a lot of upside. We believe in this current administration's financial growth. We think we're at the beginning of a major boom. And we like going after properties in supply-constrained areas where there is very stable cash flow, but with long-term generational growth. This is not a short-term game for Floyd/Vada. This is for longevity and growth for his family for years to come.
And I could also imagine, we've talked about this, but you're diversifying.
Yes.
So that must be something you're comfortable with.
You have to.
Yeah. So I'll play devil's advocate for a moment. Detractors might say it's a tricky time to invest. Office had sort of found its bottom, leasing was looking good, and then we got the tariffs. Some of the affordable multifamily you have is rent stabilized, which has been pressured since 2019. And as a boxer and a businessman, you're thought of as risk averse. But why do you have this appetite, seemingly, for risk in real estate?
Well, life is about taking chances. I've always been a risk taker, so, if you're going to gamble on anything, you have to gamble on real estate. So, it's paid off, great thus far. And the only thing I can do is continue to keep believing and keep working hard.
Just to add on that again, even though it seems a little risky, we like the idea that it's going to be constant cash flow.
Right.
Maybe not the highest returns that people would look for, but again, this is in New York, and we believe that ultimately New York is a great place to gamble on. And again, with everything that's going on in today's economy and politics, we think we're on a trajectory for a major boom. So we're trying to take advantage of that and try to pick up as much as we can in areas we believe in strongly long term.
Of the assets you've invested in, were there any that gave you pause? So thinking specifically about office, because it's been so dicey since the pandemic.
Well, the tenants that we have for office, is one of the biggest, Amazon. We work with Amazon, so, we're always looking to work with, companies like that. So, we can stay in business. But, each and every day, I'm steady. I'm learning, and I'm building my company. And the only thing I can do is continue to have the right people like Ayel, as well as some other key pieces, have those guys around me, where I can constantly learn. This, because I'm still in school learning about real estate. Each and every day, you can learn. And that's no different from when I was out there competing in boxing. I still was a student, and I still was learning. After, dominating for so many years, you still can learn. So each and every day, I'm steady learning, and I'm steady growing.
And just to add to that, more importantly, is you can have an amazing deal with bad partners, it will go south, and you can have a tough deal with great partners. You'll always win. And specifically in the office sector, we're very proud of the 601 West Group, and it's a relationship that people on our team have had and known them for many years, and we really trust them with the future. And we cherry-picked specific office space. It's not like we went into random office space. We went to strong offices with strong tenancy and strong locations, and we think long-term that's a winning strategy.
And those buildings are the ones that are doing well right now. So, Floyd, there's a story about you and Jeff Sutton that I want to recount. So you were seated side by side at a Knicks game. He somehow didn't know who you were as part of the story. Is that true?
Well, how everything got started, how I got actually started in the real estate game. I was sitting next to Andrew Matthias
Okay.
and Jeff Sutton. And me and Andrew exchanged numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a meeting the next day. And what he told me was, we had a meeting, so we was walking throughout Manhattan, and he said, when you got New York real estate, you can't go wrong. You make money in your sleep. So I thought about it. I said, okay. So I didn't want to start off too heavy. So I started off, 7 figures, and I was on the 18th every month. I was receiving, a good wire, but I was still actively fighting in boxing and making, of course, great money. But then I kept thinking, what about life after boxing? Mm-hmm. What about building generational wealth? So what I did was I invested. First I invested, and I was getting money on the 18th every month. It'll pay out. So I said, okay. So I went to SL Green, Mark Holliday. I'm pretty sure you guys know Mark Holliday. I got with SL Green. I gave them 9 figures. I went from 7. I skipped over 8 because it was paying so good. I went to 9 figures. So what I told them is, of course, I wanted my payout to be a little different. Normally the payouts are, at the beginning of the month, but I wanted my payouts to be every week, spread it out throughout the week, because I'm traveling, family, friends, we're traveling, we're moving around, we're doing different things. So I wanted my payouts to be like that, and everything played out like it played out, and everything was going great. Then eventually I wanted to be, just like in boxing, you live, you learn, then eventually you want to become your own boss. So after being with SL Green for so many years, eventually I said, it's time for me to step out there and get my feet wet and build my team and start my own company. And that's what I did.
How many years with SL Green? 10?
I don't really know the number.
Okay.
But I was out, I was actively fighting and competing. So I was getting money in 2 different places. I was getting money from real estate as well as money from inside the ring.
I heard there were some challenges to that partnership with SL Green. Can you tell us what those were?
Well, you go through ups and downs in relationships. But my relationship with SL Green has been great. Sometimes we can agree to disagree, but Mark Holliday, Andrew Matthias, and the whole SL Green staff, I want to say thank you. You guys are great. You guys are great businessmen, and I look forward to doing business with you guys again.
Are you still invested in those office towers?
Yes, I'm actually. I met with Mark probably a month ago, 2 months ago. So we still communicate, we still talk, we still do business. Great company.
I want to go back to what you said about, Jeff Sutton saying you can make money in your sleep with real estate.
Well, that was Andrew Matthias, but Jeff Sutton is one of the first guys that I met in real estate, and even in my phone, I got him marked down as 170. At that time, I think he had like 170 buildings in Manhattan at that particular time. So I said, hopefully, someday, not this is away from boxing. I said, hopefully someday, you know, I can have 20 or 30 buildings. And now, you know, I got some over 100 buildings. So, you know, keep dreaming, keep believing, anything can happen.
So make money in your sleep.
He's not much of a sleeper, so I don't understand that comment.
Yes.
Make
yes.
passive income. That
Yes.
said, what is your role at Vada? Are you hands-on?
I have a lot of input.
Okay.
You know, I have a lot of input, but what makes me so smart is I'm going to continue to surround myself with smart individuals, because I don't know it all. Like I said, I learn each and every day. I learn something different. I learn something new, and I don't know it all. Like I said, I don't know it all. IL, great guy, great CEO. I chose him for a reason, and we have a strong bond, and we have a strong team. And the only thing we can do, like I said, grow, keep believing, keep working hard, and just be the best that we can be.
Can you guys tell me, and IL, please step in here, you know, how do you evaluate a deal when something comes across your desk and whether you want to do it or not?
Well, it's obviously a team effort, but what we do is we obviously analyze the base cash flow that it will generate for Floyd and family, with taking into account risks for long-term hold. Because like we said, the goal ultimately is not necessarily the cash flow on a day-to-day, although that is something that we want, but it's in order to maintain and increase value long-term for many generations. These are not assets that Floyd or Vada are planning on ever selling. These are assets that he wants to keep in his family for generations. So ultimately, it's analyzing cash flow, cap rates. Obviously, we're in an interesting financing market, so it's got to work somewhat today, but with an eye on long-term vision.
Right. Floyd, you said you're learning something new every day. What's the most surprising thing you've learned since really jumping in with Vada about real estate?
When I'm reflecting back really on my life, and just in this room looking at all these bright faces, all these beautiful people, I come from nothing. So I'm here to inspire and push the next generation that's coming after me. Let them know anything is possible, because coming from a mother who was on drugs, coming from a father who went to prison, me living, 7 of us living in a 1-bedroom. You can do anything you want to do. Anything is possible. See, a part of my story is not being afraid to tell the people where I come from. Work, just the work that I put in to get to where I'm at. And I have to really be thankful. If I'm thankful for anybody, it's my father. Because my dad told me, the less you get hit, the longer you last. And I took that to real estate also.
Say more about that. I'm curious.
Well, if I was getting inside that square circle, if I was getting punched in the head and not being a smart defensive fighter, then I wouldn't be sitting here being able to articulate and communicate with these people right now and doing the deals that I'm able to do. So, I have to really be thankful for my father if I'm thankful for anyone. Also, Jona Rechnitz has been nothing but not a good friend, great friend. James McNair, a great friend. These are the guys that I'm with every day, because I truly feel that your family are the people that you create around you every day, and your relatives are your bloodline. And what I've learned in real estate is every deal is not a great deal. Take your time, do your homework, be patient, and make sure you got the right people in the right places to help you secure certain deals.
Every deal is not a great deal. Have you passed on any deals recently, and why?
I passed on certain deals, but you have to think about this. Imagine this. At one particular time, I would go to the Diamond District when I didn't know no better. I would go to the Diamond District and spend money with Jacob the jeweler. At that particular time in the 90s, I went from spending money with Jacob at that same store to owning that store. So, like I said, anything can happen. I'm not perfect. You know, I dropped out of school in the 12th grade to feed my family. I took a risk, rolled the dice, and now I'm here today in front of all you people.
So you are currently invested alongside You're invested alongside Black Spruce, Meyer Orbach, 601 West, Eli Gindi. These are really big names. How have you connected with these folks?
Belief.
Belief?
Belief.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, I always wanted to, like I said before, we talked about that. You know, listening is a skill. I talked about Jeff Sutton. I said, Jeff Sutton, I had him in my phone. He owned 190, 170 buildings. I don't really know what the number is. And that was a very long time ago. So what I said to myself was, my ultimate goal is I wanted to do the same thing. So with connecting certain dots, meeting certain people, things happen. And so I was out in New York looking for real estate. So when I was out in New York searching for new real estate, someone was selling 110 buildings. And I said, well, I need to get down to the source. So I eventually got down to the source. My team done their homework, and then they said, well, out of 110 buildings, the best buildings to get is these 62 buildings.
And that's the Black Spruce deal, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The 62 buildings. We got the deal done. And then, of course, it's like anything. You meet one person, they introduce you to someone else, and then you get in the real estate business, then you cut deals with different people, and that's what happened.
You mentioned Jona Rechnitz.
Yes.
He is heavily involved, in New York City real estate.
Yes.
He had a big presence in the 2010s. Is he connecting you with folks? Is he one of the routes into New York City real estate?
Well, not just Jona. Other individuals, because I look, being out here in this world, having a certain impact on the world that I did, I'm able to make certain connections also. Because remember, I knew Andrew Mathias and Jeff Sutton and Mark Holliday. I met them on my own. So I make certain connections because I'm not like any other athlete. I thought about my career after I got out that ring. I thought about my career. That's why I never wanted to get any tattoos, any piercings. I wanted to be a professional, because when you're dealing with professionals, you have to look professional. You have to look the par. So that's what I truly wanted.
So Jona, and this is widely known, we're in New York. He pleaded guilty in a high-profile NYPD bribery case back in 2016.
Yes.
He later became a key cooperating witness in 2 federal investigations, one into NYPD corruption. And your friendship predates that period. How did his conviction affect your relationship?
Well, I have to let the people know that my dad, who I spoke about also, went to prison for 5 years. And that's a person that I love dearly. So I'm not perfect, so I'm not here to judge anyone. We all live, we all learn, we all make mistakes. There's no one that's perfect. Jona is my friend. He's a person that I love. He's a person that I will stand behind through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Whatever his case was, he dealt with it like a man, and we're going to continue to do business. We're going to continue to stand together and be strong, and he's one of the key pieces to the puzzle. in today's time that's dealing with Vada Properties.
I want to dial in on this a little bit more. So Jona is also facing multiple lawsuits related to the luxury jewelry business.
Okay.
He opened in LA after the guilty plea in New York.
Yes.
Investors and lenders claim that Jona defrauded them and stole from them.
Okay.
You promoted jewelry for Jadel. Did those lawsuits surprise you?
Well, my take on anything is always stay positive. You know, I don't try to look at no negative things dealing with anyone, because I just spoke about this. I'm not perfect. Even I've done time before. I've been locked up before, and you know, I don't hide anything. My life is an open book. None of my friends are perfect. My mother been through it all. I've been through it. I've been through it all, but I'm here. I love God. You know, I get down on my knees. I pray every day to become a better person. I'm gonna continue to work hard. And Jona is my friend. I will always love Jona. Ayala is my friend, and I'm here to continue to work hard, build my real estate portfolio, and inspire. There's certain people in this room that's looking to go to the next level. If you hear my story, if I did it, you can do it. Because one thing about it is this. We're here to talk about real estate. We're here to talk about real estate. I don't want to talk about no one's criminal record. It's not my business. My business is to build generational wealth and help the kids that's coming after me, and not just the kids. A lot of the kids that's in the inner city, struggling black children, struggling black mothers, like my mother. I took risk to get to where I'm at. And the friends that I choose are the friends that I choose. That's just what it is.
So it hasn't affected your ability to trust him as a business partner, because trust is integral to business.
I trust Jona, not just 10%, 20%, 100%. 100%, yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the Business Insider article that ran.
Yes.
We debunked this reporting, but the gist of it was that Dan Geiger, the BI reporter, said that you didn't do the $400 million Black Spruce deal. And you sued BI and Geiger for defamation recently. You said that Geiger harassed you and your family through hundreds of phone calls, and you also said his reporting was racially biased. What do you hope to get out of suing Geiger? Why did you do that?
Well, I'll leave that to the judge. I'll leave that to the lawyers. I just want the people to know, I'm 48 years old. I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the questions.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old, and I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. Now, I've always been judged because how I have presented myself when I'm promoting a fight. You cannot judge me for entertaining the people when I'm promoting a fight. Judge me for the person that you know. You can't judge me if you don't know me. So that's no different from people in this room may want to do a deal with me. But if someone going out there putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family and hurting my business, we're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company for speaking bad about my company. I'm not a liar. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. I work hard to build my name, to build my reputation, and I'm not gonna let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my company.
All right, one more toughie. So
Nothing is tough.
No? Okay.
After being in the sport of boxing, dealing with the sport of boxing, there's nothing that's tough.
Fair. So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded
Well,
yet.
everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
Okay, so I think we'll end with this one. When I spoke to you all last week, you were riding around Miami. You were looking to buy even more.
Yes.
Have you bought anything in the week since we last spoke?
I don't know. I was out in Miami for a while. We were looking at a few properties. I'm pretty sure for the end of the year, I'm gonna buy some more real estate. But like I said before,
I'm sure the media will pick up on it eventually.
talk to the people. I am.
No, sir, you don't want to talk about deals that are not fully consummated. So we are
Sure.
working on a few interesting deals. And at the right time, I'm sure Business Insider will be all over it.
Can you tell us what asset class is? Just give us a little something.
We're looking in the multifamily and hospitality.
Okay. How much more would you be willing to invest in real estate in 2025?
As much as Floyd is willing to do.
Floyd?
I really don't know. I'm very, very content. I'm very, very happy with my life. Every day that I'm happy because my youngest son, he texted me and said that, yesterday he texted me and said, Dad, I want to get involved with real estate. So, that was the great thing to know that his head is in the right place. And my 2 daughters, they're in real estate school right now. So, the whole goal is for my children to be better than me. And and that's a great thing in my eyes.
I think much like Floyd's boxing career didn't follow the normal playbook, he wrote his own playbook. I think Team Vada is here to assist him write his own playbook in real estate and create generational wealth for him and his family, and that's our goal and our mission.
You're starting your own real estate dynasty, it sounds like.
I don't really want to say real estate dynasty.
How would you say it?
Just building generational wealth. A lot of athletes, we go out here, it's a lot on the knees, the hands, the feet, the face. And when your career is over, you want to have something. So I'm truly, truly blessed to just be able to live the same life. So I'm thankful, without these people in this room, without their support, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So, I never took anything for granted. So I just want to say thank you to everybody in the audience.